Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today is your host Callum, and I'm going to steadily pull this towards me. As some of you may know what this is the deck profile for the updated Astroea or Majesta deck. Obviously this is not the deck that was shown in the video, as obviously you noticed the disclaimer. I have actually changed some cards thanks to today's live stream. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, the ride line hasn't actually changed. My grade 0 is the generic Majesta Pippis Mulchi. The grade 1, Schwartz Spider. For those who didn't see my last Astroea or hasn't seen any decks, oh, pardon me. So, what she does is, when this unit is read upon by our Majesta Tauren Dino, which is the grade 2, you soul charge 2. And if you soul charged a critical trigger, you can draw 1 card, which means, which I did in my video, as you noticed in the game 1, I soul charged 2 crits, but you still only get 1 draw. Sad, but hey, it works. Second skill, act Rearguard Circle once per turn. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, bind a trigger, any trigger, could be anything, bind a trigger from your soul into the bind zone, and this unit gets 10k power to the end of turn, 18k booster. It works. And grade 2, Majesta Tauren Dino. Skill, when this unit is read upon by a unit with Astroea in its card name, choose 1 Majesta Schwartz Spider and this unit from your soul, call it to real, so basically you're calling Tauren and Schwartz out from the soul, call it out, and that's basically it. Its rearguard skill is act once per turn. If you have a Vanguard with Majesta in its card name, cost, counterblast 1, choose 2 triggers, not up to 2, you have to choose 2 triggers from your drop zone, put them into your soul, and this unit gets 5k power to the end of turn. 15k attacker is good. Then obviously the grade 3, the key card for this deck, Majesta Astroea Unica. Skills, both Vanguard. When a trigger is soul blasted for the cost of this card's ability, choose 1 of your units and gets 5k power. Now, I have had a discussion with friends about this. You can either choose to give 5k to your front row rearguard or front row units, or you could do 10k to one, 5k to another, or just do 15k over 1 unit. It does work. I have clarified with my friends. We've all confirmed that. Second skill, when this unit attacks, Soul Blast 3, bind all critical triggers that were soul blasted for this cost and get the following abilities. If there is 1 or more crit in your bind zone, you can retire opponent's rearguard. 2 or more, this unit gets an extra critical. 3 or more, this gets an extra drive. So you can actually have the option, instead of running the generic Dark 6, you can actually run a crit to help you start off at 1. And I used to do it, but I changed it because I wanted just with the extra draw power. Because sometimes I've lost a few games and it's just because I didn't have the draw. But I used to be able to just do the whole 3 in 1 turn. Crits. So moving on, grade 3s. Obviously I am running full playset of Astroea Unica. 1 Persona Rides, 2 for the following unit that I'm about to show shortly, which is the main reason of this deck profile. Up next are 2 copies of the new grade 3 order, Mask of Hydragram. Its skill, you basically play it, it's a normal order, play it, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose either a card with Dragon Tree or Masks in its card name, reveal it to your opponent and add it to hand. This goes to drop. Then, act skill from drop. If you have a grade 3 Vanguard without masks in its card name, cost, reveal a grade 3 card with masks in its card name from your hand, write it as stand. Then, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, and you have not Persona Ride this turn, activate Persona Ride and put this card into Soul. So This is the new grade 3 that's been coming out, introducing the new masks. So obviously the Zorga mask. So in a sense, you could just basically play it, because there has been a Q&A on it. You can play it, look at top 5, go to the drop, and then you can activate it still in the same turn. Busher have confirmed you can do this. There is a reason why I'm only running 2, because I do have a deck searcher for it, which I will be getting to later. But the reason I'm still running a full playset of Astroea Unica is for this, the brand new Xeno Almagesta Astroea Bico masks. This is the new mask unit for Unica. For those who are interested in the lore, it actually did hint in Unica's lore that there was a hidden form, which obviously is Bico. So, skill. This unit can only be ridden on with a Vanguard by a grade 3 that has Astroea in its card name. Then, act skill. Once per turn on the Vanguard circle. Cost. Remove a card with Astroea in its different card name. So, hence, Unica. Full play set. Different card name from either your hand, your soul, or your drop. So you have options. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it, and then this unit gets great drive +1 until the end of that turn. Second skill. When this unit attacks, cost counter blast 1, soul blast 3. Basically still the same. Bind all of the critical triggers soul blasted for the cost of this card. Choose one of your rear guards, stand it, and then that unit, and this unit being Astroea Mask, get power plus 5k for every 2 crits in your bind zone until the end of turn. So, in a sense, you could probably make it to +10 if you're doing right. If you get 3 on your first Unica, and then you can probably get crit later in, and you can use Aero and Capricornus to put crit from hand to soul, building you up, or there's other ways of getting it. But normally the average is about 4. I've managed to get 6 in at one point because we just got lucky with crits and just kept top decking them, dry checking them, and just kept getting them in my hand. So I just kept milking skill, got it up to like 15k. But yeah, so that's the grey freeze. As you saw in the video, this does hurt. It hurt Jason quite a bit. It was very painful to play against. So moving on to grade 2s. First up we have is the brand new Dragon Tree Wretch. It's a grade 2, and it is Dragon Tree Wretch Skull Chemda. So this is your deck searcher. So when placed, Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, call a Dragon Tree marker, which is this, to any open rear guard circle, and then you can then search your deck for the grade 3 order. That's why I'm only running 2 of them, if you're curious, because if one ends up in your damage zone and you still got one in deck, with this you can get the other one. But plus as well, if you get one in your hand and you have another one in deck, you can search the other one to either fetch another one of these to get markers, or fetch a persona on it if you're in Xeno. So it's there. And then obviously for those who don't know, the Dragon Tree markers are, for those who play premium, it's basically half the power of a force marker. So during your turn, whatever unit is placed on this gets plus 5k power. So I run a total of 4 Dragon Tree markers, only because I'm literally running 4 Dragon Tree Wretches. If we were doing Griffagila, we would have more printed off, but I'm not running Griffagila. Jason hasn't decided yet. So yeah, that's basically it. Just as basically as they come: Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, make a marker, fetch an order, and you can add it to hand. You don't have to discard for it. Next up, I am running 4 Kit's Peak Griffin, which is a must-have for the Astroea deck. So skill is, when placed, if you have a Vanguard of Almagesta in its card name, choose 2 triggers from your drop. So again, like Tauren, it has to be 2. But it can, any triggers, choose 2 triggers from your drop, put them into your soul. Then, continuous on rear guard. If you have if you have a trigger, if your Bind Zone has a critical trigger, this unit gets power plus 5k, shield plus 5k, and it's active on your opponent's turn. So basically this is a constant 15k attacker, 10k interceptor, or 10k shield. So it's a must-have, and it just builds your soul. And then the finish off my grade 2s is the one that Sophie ended the anime episode on. Bjorkan Manticore. Now this hit like a truck. Skill continuous on Rigard Circle. During your turn, if your Bind Zone has 2 or more trigger units, this gets power plus 10k. And that's basically it. So this is 20k without Persona Ride, 30 on Persona Ride, 35 on a Dragon Tree marker with Persona Ride, or 25 on Dragon Tree marker without Persona Ride. And that's basically it. Moving on to grade 1s, we are running 3 copies of the brand new, they announced today, Twin Marvel Dragon. Unfortunately, the new Dragon Tree Wretch and obviously Twin Marvel haven't been playtested because they only got announced today, and I've uploaded this as soon as possible, as soon as I made the proxies. So, skill is Rearguard once per turn. When you Soul Blast 3 or more cards at the same time for the cost of your Vanguard's ability, look at the top card of your deck, and you can either put it back on the top of the deck or place it into Soul. Then, this unit gets 2k power until the end of turn, making this a 10k booster. Which also means you can run this into Jolt, since it Soul Blasts 4 different grades of cards. So you could run this into Jolt as a 10k booster, and I'm going to be running it in Unicare as a 10k booster. But what that means is you can actually basically do Oracle Think Tank for those who are known Premium and their clans. This basically does like an OTT. So you look at the top card. If it's a trigger, you're going to leave it, aren't you? Or if it's a normal unit, you just put it to Soul and hope that the next card is a trigger. So it's there, it's good. I'm looking forward to trying it out. Next up, I am running 3 Arum Capricornus. So this is another must-have card. So, grade 1 skill. Auto Rearguard. When this unit boosts, if you have a Vanguard with Armor Jester in its card name, choose up to 1 trigger, which means you can choose not to do this as well. Choose up to 1 trigger unit from either hand or drop and put it into your Soul. If you put a card from hand, you draw a card, which it sometimes could work. You could put, let's say, a draw trigger from your hand to Soul, and you can get a PG. Or, worst case scenario is you get the over trigger. As for PGs, I'm running 1 Elementaria Sanctitude, obviously, because you only like to run 1. Because obviously I do play against, like Luke and Jason, both have the Mahan Nirvana decks, and Luke also runs Bastion Prime. I don't need to say any more, because it gets free disco. And then obviously 3 copies of Repelling Malice. Effect 3Gs. We don't really need to go into that. As for triggers, I am running 2 effect draw triggers. You can choose to run 3, but considering that majority of the time I try and triple dive, I'm normally doing 3 drive checks near enough every turn. I'm basically milking away my deck, so not having too much draw is good for me. So instead, you can choose to run 3, but I'm running 2. It is personal preference. I'm running 1 effect front solely just for that guard. It is literally there as a 20k shield. Otherwise, I'd take it out and replace it with a draw trigger. And then next I am running, if I can get all of them. Because of the nature of how this deck is, I am literally running the maximum amount of crits I'm allowed, which is 8. I would have effect crits, but they're so expensive. I'm literally waiting until the festival booster and see if they drop in price. So obviously it's an 8 crit deck, because you have for this deck you want 8 crits. And then obviously 4 heal triggers. That's a given. Don't need to go into that. And finally, Dark States over trigger. I did have Galmagag, but I gave Jason because I wanted the Word Original because it's so nice, that artwork. Oh, the SP foil is bro. So for those who don't know what Dark States over trigger does, When revealed, you choose a unit, give it 100 million. But the additional effect, if it's drive checked, your Vanguard gets until the end of the game plus 10k power plus an extra critical. So it's just power and damage. So that's it for the Astroea deck profile. I hope you enjoy it. I honestly don't know what we're doing next. I don't know if we'll be doing any more videos beforehand. If not, like I said in the video, in the fight video, the plan is at the end of this month, we will be doing booster box and openings for set 9, so I can get most of this from proxies to a real. From there, it would be opening them up, to building our decks up, to then, for me, saving up so I can buy pretty much the other copies of Astroea, and saving up because BT11 had been announced and teased the brand new Roroa, which for those who know this, been with this channel for a little bit, know that I'm the Roroa main for this guy, for this team, and yeah, new Roroa, bring it on. So yeah, if you like the video, comment, like, subscribe. You don't have to worry about bell. We do this as a hobby, so we just do videos when we can, but we do really appreciate your comments down below if we miss anything or if you want to see more. Your input is greatly appreciated, but we hope you enjoy this video and see you soon. Bye.